Hi, Chemistry. This is Tuesday, October 20th. We have been studying for our test this week. Hopefully on Monday you took the practice exam that is listed in Canvas. If you are curious about the correct answers to that exam, please email me and I will let you know how you did. Today, what we're doing is we talked about these 8 metals that have more than one ionic charge. They're listed here on the board for you. They were also on your study guide. So in an effort to get these memorized for your test, different things you can do are you can outline them on your periodic table prior to taking the test. Okay. I have outlined them on my periodic table in green because each time you have one of these metals, if you had a test question that looked sort of like this one on the board here, oops, sorry, I thought I could fit that in better, that says name, the name of this compound is, and you have your 4 options, right? Lead is one of those metals, Pb. So each time that you have a lead option, you will have to include one of these parentheses that indicates which charge of lead it is. Lead only comes in a +2 or a +4 charge. And the best way to designate which lead this is to uncrisscross things. When you see that 2 following the chlorite group, you can uncrisscross it. It came from the lead. So this one is lead 2 chlorite. This was just kind of an example of what your test questions might look like. You do need to be able to memorize these 8 metals, okay? Like you say, either put them on your periodic table and be able to figure out where they are, like as you see outlined in green here, or come up with a mnemonic. Today in class, they came up with this mnemonic right here. Cora Murphy is in class, so Cora came up with this one. And we went kind of based on the periodic table, but her mnemonic to memorize these, if you'd like one of those, is Cora might finish chemistry because she has peanut butter. She might have been a little hungry during 3rd period when she came up with that mnemonic. But if you notice, the Cora is for the chromium, might for the manganese, finish chemistry because she for the tin, has for the mercury, and peanut butter for the lead. That's a handy mnemonic, okay? We also talked about ways in which you can memorize your polyatomic ions. So these are on your green sheet on your study guide. My one suggestion here was if you could make a list. There's only 8 in the -2 column. These are the 8 in the -2 column. I wrote them slightly out of order from what you might find them on your sheet, but I am really good at making lists. So we talked about maybe if you can just memorize those 8 as being a -2 charge, you would know that all the rest of them had a -1 charge. There's 14 of them in the -1 column, okay? So then those you don't necessarily have to memorize as much. You just know that they're a -1. In the -3 column, there is a phosphite and a phosphate. Those 2 you usually can memorize, no problem. And then the +1 column is the ammonium. We also went to Canvas, and in Canvas, under your modules, which I will take you there, in your names and formulas module, there is a Quizlet that's been added for you on polyatomic ions. So this Quizlet has been shared. Rachel Essington created that. So if you didn't want your regular flashcards, you can go to Quizlet. When you open it on Quizlet, you'll see you can practice through H2 or HSO3 is hydrogen sulfite, and then you get its charge, HSO4. You touch it, it's hydrogen sulfate, and you get its charge. So you have some Quizlets there to study. You do need to memorize these. You kind of need that on your own brain power. So nobody has actually gotten back to me. I kind of sent all you virtual people a message that said maybe we should take the test here in the school Friday, because I'll be here for a teacher in service. There will be no other students. So it might be great if you guys can come into school and take the test spread out here in my classroom. That way I can make sure that you are memorizing all of these polyatomic ions. Okay? So I'm going to send you another message about it today, but hopefully as you listen to me in this video, you can start planning for coming in here on Friday. That would be really, really, really great. Okay, so I'll check in with you guys today. In class, for the rest of class today, we played memory games using our flashcards. We would group them together and we would do, we would just kind of lay them out on the table. We would lay the flashcards on the table, and we would have two people's flashcards combined, so they could have the formula up on one side and they could have the names up on the other, and then they could try to find, like, if your word was dihydrogen phosphate, you would look for the flashcard that had the H2PO4 formula facing up. So for the next days, you're just going to study your flashcards and get perfect at your polyatomic ions, names, and formulas. Okay? If you haven't finished your homeworks, you need to turn your homeworks in to me by this Thursday, because that is the test day for kids in class. So finish your homeworks, turn them in by this Thursday, October 22nd. Also finish your ionic compound lab if you have never done that, because that's at the 2-week deadline, and get that turned in to me by this Thursday. That would be fantastic. And send me some emails if you need to meet via Google to go through any homework assignments. I'm glad to do so. You just have to let me know. Okay? Thanks for tuning in. Bye.